They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. Go on. Yes, I'm typing it all down.
Clear, spilling tea, no fear, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. I don't lies right here. Spilling tea, no fear, I'm still here. Da 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 da. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Here. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Lakeysha Keysha, my dear. Yeah. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like
Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. Make sure you subscribe to the Lakeysha Keysha channel.
Y'all, I was really thought I was talking and it was on mute, but y'all, we're gonna get into this because this story is quickly unraveling. One thing I like about my good old Black folks is we gonna figure something out. And if some stuff don't sound right, we're gonna be like, this don't sound right. And we have stated this story don't even sound right. Nothing about it sound right. These boys, Nolan Wells' friends, they ain't been over his mama house. They done deactivated their, their social media, made it private. We was born on the day, just not yesterday. So we're going to get into Nolan's death, okay? This is what I'm sensing. And I'm getting this simply, if you guys are not aware, one of those boys, and I believe his name is Warren. Let me put him on the screen. Warren Hudson's stepmother is a judge. We know this because she came out. Well, it was rumored that, his stepmother was a judge. She went and made her page private. I mean, she's a judge. There she is right there. So she, cleared up that suspicion by telling us, yes, I am a judge. So we know that this lady is a judge. But after hearing and watching Nolan's parents, the appearances, that they have made on social media, obviously, they want to get the word out to make people aware of what happened to their son. One of the things that, the parents and the mom and the dad has stated is that they never returned his phone. They got the phone simply by getting 360. If you guys are aware of Life 360, I know I had it at once upon a time. Actually, I just reactivated it, but it is a way that you can track everybody or whatever. It was funny because I reactivated it yesterday, and my son was like, I was going to call you and see what you was doing because I was getting alerts. And I was like, what they look like? So he was showing me, and it was like 7 alerts. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is. So I like it. And I believe I had it once before, probably just didn't use it because we track each other on our phones. But after listening to the mother of Nolan, I was like, listen, let me get Life 360 back. And actually, I like it because it looks like it can track for 30 days. I really like that. But after listening to the mother and the father, so it was a situation with the phone. They didn't give the phone up. They actually tracked it and realized that the phone was actually at one of these kids' homes. Now think about it, guys. You're missing, but your friend's keeping your phone. Now, if you're missing, you do know that people would be calling you on that phone. So it wouldn't be a situation where they forgot that they had it. They are hiding something. We were not born yesterday. Oh, girl, listen. LaShonda, me and you the same. Because listen, when I saw that face, I said, listen, is it just my eyes or what God gave me? Because this boy looked like a straight, yes, what you said, LaShonda. What you said, LaShondra, I'm sorry. That's exactly what he looked like. I be wondering, like, why people don't be picking up on this stuff? This boy don't even look like nothing but old racist. Like, what are we doing here? But at any rate, the mother said that she actually had to send somebody over to get the phone. When they got there, it wasn't like they just gave the phone up. It was kind of like a situation where they had to get back on the phone with Nolan's mom, and she had to tell the people, listen, give my son phone to this lady that I sent over there. But why should the mom have to do that? If these are your friends, you should have said, wait a minute, we have his phone. But they didn't do that. We ain't stupid. We were born on a day, just not yesterday. Get into this. Dad goes to the other friend's house. And actually, these are not friends. I'm not going to refer to these people as friends. I'm putting them on the screen because it was the guy, Jax, Eli Jax, okay? I know this because when the father and, the mom did their press interview or whatever, he said the guy's name was Jax, okay? Father goes to Jack's home. He's trying to get his son's car. Father says that the guy Jax acts like he doesn't have the key to the car. And of course, the father, I guess they anticipated something was going on. If you can't hear that, it's nothing that I can do. It must be something on your end. I can't fix whatever you haven't technically, but I'm sure everybody else can hear. Or maybe that was old when I was on mute. Okay, maybe. But okay, so the father gets over to this guy's Jack's house, and Jax acts like he doesn't have the keys to the car. Again, I'm sure the father can, sense some bull crap is going on. He stated that they went outside, and whoever else he was with called up somebody who had just left from over to Jack's house. And guess what they said? Oh, the key is there. In fact, it's on his Xbox. I don't know if anybody at y'all house played the Xbox, but the Xbox is a real thing, okay? You knew that damn key was on your Xbox. Why did you not want to give the father his son's key? It's something going on that they tried to hide or they hid it. The police did a horrible job, okay? So the father says they go back in the house and says, listen, the keys are right on your Xbox. So he go in and get the keys. We ain't stupid, okay? Well, guys, there's more information coming out. And I don't know if y'all remember, I said this. I said, I don't believe Nolan passed away when they said he passed away, which would make sense why they kept his phone, because he didn't pass away. Remember, they said, oh, we don't know where he was after, July 4th that evening. We don't know where he was. And I'm just like, something about this doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. But let's get into it, because more information is coming out. And y'all, guess what the folks is saying? They're saying that Nolan was in fact alive, as far as, let me see what this says. Let me take that down. Give me a second here. Well, let me just put them up in order. So this is a pool party, okay? And what they're saying is that Nolan was at this particular party here, okay? Let me bring up something else so I can read it. I'm going to read it from my phone because it's hard to read it from the computer. So give me a second, guys. I'm going to read it from my phone. So remember, they said Nolan disappeared on the 4th. They didn't know where he was. Suddenly he was missing. Well, as Ben Crump said, the streets are now talking. Now, we don't know if this is true. It hasn't been verified, but y'all know how it works when we don't have the information, because, in this particular situation, the police, and we know this because the parents said they don't feel like the police are being upfront with them. So when that happens, we start looking for information. Okay. So we don't know if this is true, but what we do know is this video was posted. And as y'all can see, Nolan is in the background. This is supposed to be Nolan. Okay. Now, this pool party was on July 5th, y'all. They're saying this was on July 5th. Let me tell y'all something else. This is what makes it even more weird. They deleted this and took this from their social medias. It's not even there no more. But y'all know how social media works. People, they make screenshots, different things. Sometimes I'm scrolling and I'll screenshot something because I'm thinking about going back to it and I forget. And then a month later, I'll be like, dang, why is this in my phone? So somebody happened to capture this. Now, they said Nolan was gone on July 4th, but yet on July 5th at 1 a.m., they're saying that this is a picture of Nolan. I don't believe Nolan passed away where they said he passed away. I believe something else happened to him. It could be something where they put something in his drink. Who knows? But we do know that they have allegedly covered up something. They done covered up something. Okay. So let's get into what they're saying. Oh, before I get deep into that, this is another thing I found out. We know the stepmother is a judge. They say the father is a doctor. We ain't heard nothing from the father. Maybe that's why. This is what they're saying. I don't know if this is the father, guys. I don't know, but this is what they're saying, that this is the father. We ain't heard from the father. But remember, the parents said that it didn't make sense that his body would just wash up. It didn't make sense. It makes no sense. So people are saying that they probably went and put that body there. But let's get back into it. So if this is Nolan on July 5th, why in the hell is his friends lying with a mammy, the judge, saying that Nolan disappeared on the 4th? That would indicate that they hid and did something with his body and then took it back to the scene. Wouldn't y'all agree? Wouldn't y'all agree? Well, let's get into some more information. Now, let me make this a little bit big. Okay, it says, so they did call Nolan No. It says, bro, No didn't get into a fight at the island. It was our other friend Now, if you guys recall, Nolan's other friend did say that it wasn't Nolan that had gotten into that spat at the island. So that is why I kind of believe the first part of this is because this person is saying that was not No. I learned that they called Nolan No. She's saying that wasn't him that got into a fight at the island. That was our other friend. But she does say No and Wyatt did get into an altercation right after that, not even 10 minutes later. Because Wyatt took his phone and even, what is it, even or Ian was trying to be hard. Nolan was definitely screaming, "Give me my effing phone back." N-word, what? N-word, what's I think, oh, N-word, what the hell wrong with you? So they calmed down. So that's when we head to Ian's house because he was throwing a pool party. So yes, Nolan came to the pool party, and yes, we was drinking, but Wyatt and Ian and Morgan and Andrew was really high. Now, I don't know if you guys recall, you got to start putting the pieces together. There was somebody else that had came out on social media and said that, yeah, these YT boys, they get really high. Now, what she is doing is connecting the dots for, from some earlier stuff I heard, which is these boys get high. And then as it relates to the fight, she said, no, at that time where we were hearing it on that audio, that was not Nolan. That was actually somebody else. Now, she has been the second person that confirmed that. So I do believe it. Now, there must be information as it relates to Nolan's phone being taken, because she also says, yeah, that was in fact Nolan screaming, "Give me my effing phone back. What's wrong with you?" Which is something that Ben Crump said as well. So I'm wondering, do they also have a list of witnesses that actually is saying the same thing? If y'all recall, his friend that came out on TMZ yesterday, what did the friend say? He said, the police ain't even reached out to me. The police ain't concerned about this case, okay? Because I feel, y'all got to think about it like this. If you've been a police and you've been investigating cases, you kind of sense when you know it's some BS. The police, I'm sure they know that these YT boys did something to him. Nolan's friend said, the police ain't even reached out to me. Why would the police not reach out to somebody that was actually there? That makes no sense. So let's get into it. They say Nolan was like, give me my phone back. What is the F wrong with you? So they all calm down. That's when they head over to Ian's house because he was throwing a pool party. So yes, No came to the party, and yes, we was drinking. But Wyatt and Ian and Morgan and Andrew was really high. And I think they was trying to get Lucy and Natalia to try some as well. Maybe they talking about the get high stuff. But yes, they got into it again at the pool party. It didn't end until almost 1 a.m. I know Ian's mom kicked us all out once they started fighting. So listen, the mom knows, and she's not saying anything either. This kid is saying the mom kicked us all out. So if the mom kicked them all out at 1 a.m. in the morning, where's she at now? Where's she at? They're covering this shit up. I'm telling y'all, this is one thing about Black folks. We are not dumb. So I wish they stopped playing with us. She said that the mom kicked them out at 1 a.m. I know Ian's mom kicked us all out. Once they started fighting, it was Andrew and Ian and Wyatt and Warren was basically recording and laughing, saying, get him, get him. And all I could hear was No screaming. What was they doing to him? Fighting him, hitting him? They jumped him? And you saying the mother just is casually not giving a damn. I told y'all yesterday, they don't care about Black people. I don't know what part of this y'all don't understand. I don't know what part of it you don't understand. That boy did not drown. They said his lungs. So tell me, how do you drown? Y'all can go Google this. Your lungs got to be filled with water because you can't breathe. How did he drown? His lungs wasn't even filled with water. They threw him out there after he had already passed away. Exactly. Somebody said, why did they call his mom? Maybe they planned it. I have no idea. Good question. I don't know. Good question. We don't know. Again, we don't know if this information hasn't been verified. I said that in the first place. This is what somebody is saying. This person is saying that she can hear Nono screaming. Mom. So yes, I tried helping then. His mom came out screaming, yelling, drunk. His mom came out screaming, yelling, drunk, make us leave, and was saying she was going to call the cops on us if we didn't leave her house. But they didn't let Nono leave. And Nono was by the baseball goal that was inside the pool. He was leaning over beside it, grasping for air and spitting up blood. But now his mom, no, I just got off the phone with her. What y'all think about that? Again, when they fail to, do investigations, we start doing our own shit and trying to figure it out. I don't know. What y'all think? Where did they get these pictures from? Where did they get the pictures from? So let's kind of get into this, because somebody posted this picture and then they I think this is the same person, but they said that Nolan was deleted off of this. So again, we don't know, but this is what we do know. Somebody was putting in the chat, it's a fake picture, but what ain't fake? Let me tell you what ain't fake, because we don't know if it's fake or not. What's not fake is that these people made their Instagrams private, scrub their social media from anything resembling Nolan. So if you're not guilty, why did you do that? Why? Your friend passes away and you go and make yourself look like you're not attached to that person. So why are you putting in there that the picture is fake? I don't know if it's fake or not. But what we do know is that these folks are suspicious. They have done suspicious stuff this entire time. Where have they been? The judge mother is saying, oh, we love Nolan so much. But if you loved him so much, there's a video where Nolan Friends is over there with his mama. Where is Jax? Where is Eric? And where's Warren? Where are these people at? They were not there. They wasn't there. Boat pic sus had on side his thigh. Telling y'all they SA'd him. The video him, that's why he was screaming. I don't know what I really had a hard time reading that. You said they SA'd him. I don't know, man, what this says. Boat pic is sus. Hand on side his thigh. I don't know. I don't. I really don't. But it's just, it's very weird. All of this is weird. But again, we can talk about the real stuff. We know this judge mother privated her page. This is the same lady right here who's yelling about how she is so much part of the community and how she loves Christine and her family. Girl, you don't love her. You probably didn't even like Black folks yourself. Because if you have love, she don't feel it. Now, another thing I want you guys to see. This is in this photo right here. Wait a minute. Let me show y'all. The person who posted this here, they said these are the individuals in that particular photo. Well, some of them, but this is one of the guys right there, which his name is, I think it's Ian or something like that. It's pretty much what they're saying. But then you have this judge mother who, to me, and this is, let me just get into some of the statements. And I read this yesterday. The judge mother has made several statements. And from what I see, it seems like she's intimidating witnesses, because for her to repeatedly come out with these statements, and we're going to get into them right now. This was the most recent, basically saying that she has decided that she will not be speaking to the press at this time. She said the media is not the appropriate forum to further elaborate on the facts. We realize that truth will not stop the cause. You know, she makes herself a victim. We have a family who's grieving the loss of their son, but yet she decides to show the world what she say people, are sending her inboxes. Girl, we don't care about what them folks are sending you. The people, whatever they're sending you, maybe because they feel like you had something to do with a cover up of somebody dying a child. Okay. So she posts this and says, we have not had the opportunity to speak with the 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 family or their attorney. Girl, how is it that you love them, but you haven't had the opportunity to speak with them? That sounds really fake. She says, however, we are willing to directly communicate with attorney Ben Crump and the 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞 family. This lady is only putting this information out and saying this stuff to make herself look like she's innocent, but she failed to realize. She says she's of the community, but she don't know shit about the community, because we not stupid, nor are we buying what she's selling. Now, the reason why I said that this judge appears, now this is to me, the judge, which is Warren's mother, appears to be hiding stuff. And let me just tell you why. Just give me a second. I'm going to tell you why. This lady is a judge, right? Okay, so they should be investigating what happened to Nolan, right? That's what they should be doing. While they're investigating what happened to Nolan, she is consistently putting out statements. And if you ask me, it looks like she's doing this to intimidate witnesses. Because again, you are a judge, lady. You understand how the law works. You as a judge should not be putting out statements of any kind. So I feel like she's doing this to try to intimidate people. You have to understand, when you're dealing with young adults, they'll look at somebody and be like, oh, they're a judge. You know, I don't want to say this. I don't want to say that. But to me, I feel like she's doing this to intimidate people. Now, this was the first statement that she put out. Keep in mind, this was on the 7th, but they originally said that Nolan was missing on the 4th. I don't believe he was missing on the 4th. I don't believe it. Now, she says, our family, along with the community, grieves the loss of Nolan Wells. Our thoughts and prayers are with Nolan's family. Our son, Warren, loved Nolan dearly. We cannot tell that your son loved him dearly. Unfortunately, I feel that it is appropriate for our family to dispel some rumors with facts based upon the social media attention that has been diverted away from the Wells family and their loss. She says, yes, I deactivated my Facebook given the very heightened emotional state of social media right now. I fear for my safety and for the safety of my children. Again, wanting to become a victim in a situation that you're not a victim in. This is typical behavior. If you guys if you guys remember, I mean, because we still talking about Carmelo Anthony, this is the exact same behavior that Jeff Metcalf displayed, always becoming a victim. In Jeff Metcalf's situation, it was a situation that his son created, but he wanted to become a victim when now we know that his sons are, you know, they're racist. I mean, it's all in black and white. This is the same type of behavior that Ashlee is displaying. She wants you guys to know that she fears for her safety of her children. But we have Christine and her husband who has lost their son from hanging out with your son. My husband and I have 6 children and we covet their privacy. Again, she has made herself a victim. We do not believe it is appropriate for our minor children photographs to be circulated throughout the internet presenting potential threats to their safety. Again, she is a victim. This is typical white behavior. They flip it. Now she's telling you about her family. At least you have you have all of your children, I think. But she wants to become a victim, because if she can become a victim, then we can talk less about Nolan and more about the way she feels, which nobody gives a damn. She goes into telling you all that she graduated from high school with Christine, which simply don't mean shit, because even Christine can't trust you. She claims that her and Christine are from the same community. I have the utmost respect for her and all of the Wells family. She said, we mourn the loss of Nolan with them. Our prayers have been whatever. So just wanted to kind of read some of that, because I feel like the mother, the judge mother, she is intimidating people. And I'm going to show you guys something else. Just give me a second. I'm going to show you something else, because there is some more information. Remember when I said that I feel like she is intimidating witnesses with her behavior? Well, I'm going to show you something else, because there is a guy on Facebook, and he's been doing a lot of content on Nolan Wells. Well, Ashlee reached out to him. All right, so give me a second. All right, give me a second. Let me share that, because this lady is, and here's the deal. If these boys are innocent, why is she doing all of this? It doesn't give innocent.
Hudson, one of the friends of Nolan Wells and his mother, Katie Hudson. Let's start with a little bit of context. There's a guy on Facebook that I follow. His name on Facebook is Boogie Lowdown. He's been talking about everything going on with Nolan Wells and these friends since we've heard that Nolan went missing. I learned more things from reading his post. He shared a message from Katie Hudson Seymour, who is the mother of Warren Hudson, who was there on the day that Nolan disappeared. Katie sent this message before she deleted her Facebook account. And the reason why she sent it was because he's been posting heavy about this. And she wasn't happy about the fact that he posted her son. Okay, so Katie opens up, "Good evening, Mr. Rolldown. I am Warren's mother, the woman you have been talking about on Facebook and posting pictures of our family. I am here to tell you that we all, Nolan, and we are all deeply distraught. Your information is not correct. And I ask you, please stop posting about Warren and our family. My son did not ride with him, nor did he come back with him. The boat that Nolan was supposed to get on was Wyatt's boat. He repeatedly asked Nolan to get on the boat at 5 when it was time to leave, but Nolan wanted to stay with a girl and their boat was parked next to his. He was insistent about..."
Now, I'm sorry, guys. Let me just bring clarity to what I'm showing. This is actually, allegedly, this is Warren's real mother. Keep in mind, the judge is his stepmother. So these individuals, adults, are pretty much trying to intimidate these people to stop talking about this.
Staying with this girl. Wyatt asked him several times to please get on the boat, and people heard him. My son loves him and would never in 1 million years leave him. Warren does not even have a boat. Nolan has been to our house several times and he is the sweetest friend. We all adore him. Again, when Wyatt asked for him to get on, he said that he wanted to stay, and and Wyatt's boat starts to fill with water. His boat ended up breaking down and was towed in. I don't know this girl that he wanted to stay with. I can just tell you though, my son had nothing to do with it in any way, shape, or form. Matter of fact, he was the first person that noticed he was missing when they got back to their friend's house and called his mother, the Coast Guard, and the sheriff's office. Warren is very responsible and always is keeping up with everyone else. He was not on the boat again. Please stop hurting us. My son is beside himself. I've never seen him like this before, and I ask you to please stop the blame. This is not the boy's fault. Nolan wanted to stay with this girl and was insistent. I asked you to take my picture down off of your wall and my son. I brought my other son out there and I saw my son Warren briefly and took a picture that we were not out there with them longer than like 10 minutes. What? I don't know how you're trying to link it all together, but I am just Warren's mom and I love Nolan very much. He comes to my house several times and I'm so sad. Keep this down and look for this on prayers finding him. I meant low down, not roll down. She concludes, also, I just want to let you know, this whole day we have been looking for him. It has been devastating. I don't even know any of this was being said. I had friends with taking pictures of these messages. I'm like having a hard time reading how she types. I'm going to get off social media. I was advised, as this is very destructive. I just asked you to please take it down, as I don't want us to get any more messages about this. And then she deleted her Facebook after this. So I have a few thoughts reading this. So number one, she's very adamant that Nolan stayed behind with this girl. But the friends have said that, oh, they thought he was on the boat, but he wasn't. And then she's talking about how somebody's boat broke down. What? And if she said she was there for 10 minutes, I want to know what time, and I'm trying to see those pictures. They've lawyered up, they've deleted everything. There's so many contradictions. And I know I'm going to get comments that are like, this isn't confirmed by police. Well, sometimes when people are on social media, it's not going to be like confirmed by police. You know, guy's name is in the picture. You can look him up. He's posted so much. Y'all are also saying I'm doing like hearsay. And I feel like I've been very transparent about the things that I have found that are like confirmed or from social media. Really am curious to know what y'all think about Katie Hudson's.
And as she said in her video, we are literally doing our own shit. The police didn't, well, why didn't the police arrest anybody? Nobody is arrested. So this boy just winds up dead. Nobody's arrested. These folks done deleted their social media, made shit private. Come on, guys. I know y'all not that slow. I mean, y'all could not be that slow. Something happened to Nolan. What?
Straight. You mean to tell me that Nolan Wells is surrounded by so many of so-called friends and so many pictures, and after being found deceased, nobody has posted rest in peace? Instead, they all went private. Even the judge, stepmother of Warren Hudson, deactivated her social media? That's not friendly-like behavior. These folks preparing for something big. Whoa, y'all some fraudulent friends. Y'all quick to want to dance with them until it's time to dance with them. Can you use a my deepest condolences post in the court of law? Judge Ashlee Cole disappeared off social media like Nolan's friends' accountability.
Wyatt Pyron was one of the last so-called friends of Nolan to go private on his profile. I guess he got the news late. It's crazy how everyone else came back safe, and even Nolan Wells' cell phone made it back safely.
Nolan Wells is the one that passed away, but y'all the real ghosts. I pray that young man receives swift justice and that they don't get away with it was an accidental death excuse like they always do. I'm out.
Exactly. Like someone put in the chat, this is how y'all know this is some straight up bullshit and they know more. How do you rule this an accident? The autopsy. How do you do that? The police are trained. Well, we know that they train because whenever it happened to Black people, they are very much trained. They're supposed to get these kids cell phones. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. You have a person that they say drowned, but his lungs not even filled. Then how did he drown then? Because that's how you drown. Your lungs fill up with water. Now, somebody is saying that they beat him to okay. I believe that. I believe that. I believe that could have happened, what you're saying, but I also do not believe that he passed away when they said he did. I believe that he didn't pass away because if you guys recall, the parents actually went to the island. They went to the island, that very island. Nothing was there. In fact, they claimed that they left Nolan because he didn't want to get on the boat. But there were, I don't remember if it was two people or a family set, but they said they were two separate individuals. I don't know if they meant, like I said, families or individual people that actually had slept on the island. So why didn't they see Nolan then if he was left back? If y'all remember, they try to put it off on the girl, right? And they said, oh, Nolan was staying with this girl. And the girl says, no, we spoke briefly, high and by. He went on about his business. Then they try to make it seem like Nolan was trying to talk to the girl. And then people were like, that girl is like local. Like we know who she is. He didn't need to go there to see her. So everything that they're saying are lies. And I believe this judge mother, stepmama, she is part of the problem. And I believe that she's messing around with the evidence. Judge Shut the F Up is speaking out like this because she does not want them to interview. She doesn't want them to do interviews because they will slip up like Hunter did in his interview. Yeah, these are some nasty people. Hi, Keisha in chat. This whole story tells me there's a cover up and we ain't crazy and neither are they. Justice is coming for these devils. Now, I know something has been circulating on social media, and I don't think that that's been confirmed. People have said that they beat him up. I mean, that could have happened, but I mean, we don't have any proof right now because it hasn't been confirmed by anything reliable. Now, everything I'm talking about, this is simply rumors. It's not confirmed, but y'all need to understand the police are not doing their jobs. Like people that was there at this event are saying that the police never even talked to them. Why is that? That should tell you everything you want to know. The judge can lose her position and go to prison. Well, here's the deal with the judge. She is an elected individual. So an elected position, I don't even know if I'm going to call it a position. I don't know. We're talking about the state of Mississippi. I don't know. Why did they have to wait for dental records to confirm it was him after the parent identified him? I have no idea. I didn't follow that part of it. I don't know. I mean, first of all, I'm sure the parents wasn't the only one who can identify him. Can you check out the picture Ben Crump posted? I believe I just read it. I mean, did I not just read this? I just read this. You said check out the picture that Ben Crump posted. Unless he posted something while I was on this live, I just went over that. What happened to Nolan's face? I'm so happy I found you. I just heard that his lungs were not filled with water. Has that been substantiated or is this official? What has been substantiated? What is official? Because I don't think they've said anything. Have you heard anything other than he drowned? Somebody said check Ben Crump. I don't know what you're referring to when you say Ben Crump because I've already kind of talked about that. There is no confirmation, but read the way the article writes how his body had to be identified. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to that. Words matter. You're right, Deborah. Keep asking questions and never let anyone gaslight you. That's a good one. You know what, Deborah? I missed that. I missed that, Deborah. That would indicate that he was beat up. I didn't even think about that. That's really good. Deborah Mason, K2T says, there is no confirmation, but read the way the article writes, how his body had to be identified. Well, here's the deal, guys. His family hasn't saw his body. I want y'all to understand that. The family has not saw the body. So I know that for a fact because after watching their different interviews, they have not saw the body. Because that was one of the things Ben Crump was saying, that They don't really know the condition of the body. But this is a good one, that what Miss Deborah said. That is a good one. That is a very good one. I don't know. Good question. Good question. Have you heard about Daniel Irving, who left home with Lucas Roper and Riley Johnson in April of 2026, and on April 13 was found on April 16th? Daniel was Black and the other two kids were white. Yes. And I did hear about that. They hid, they threw his clothes up in a tree. Yeah, I just found out about that, I think maybe yesterday or today. But yes, I did hear about that. So what Edward Gilbert, thank you for your super chat. There is another, and actually, I can bring that up because, yeah, I did hear about that one. Just give me a second. I got to find it. But I did hear about that, but I try to do one at a time here. So just give me a second. But yes, I did hear about that. Just give me a second. I can bring it up. All right, let me bring it up. Oh, wait a minute. Give me a second. So since we are talking about this, we're going to kind of switch gears just a little bit just to address this super chat. I don't know if you guys have heard, but this is not, well, I don't know if it is an isolated offense, but it has happened again with another Black boy. With some other white kids. I don't know, y'all. It could be some kind of KKK ritual that's going on, but let's get into it. This is another Black boy who drowned, and the friends left him, threw his clothes, pretended like they didn't know him. But let's get into it.
You about in the death of a North Texas teen. It was supposed to be a fun day of fishing for 3 young men at Lake Ray Hubbard. Instead, it turned deadly after the group jumped in to swim, and 18-year-old Daniel Irving never resurfaced. Now, months later, police have arrested a 19-year-old they say tried to cover up and hide what actually happened that day. Fox 4's Alex Boyer picks up our top story from there.
According to Dallas police, text messages prove that the victim and suspect knew each other and had made plans to meet up and go to a lake back in April. Now, the victim, Daniel Irving, never came home. His mom reported him missing. It wasn't until nearly 3 months after his body was recovered that police have made an arrest in connection to the case.
19-year-old Lucas Roper is accused of tampering with evidence in connection to the drowning death of 18-year-old Daniel Irving in Lake Ray Hubbard back in April. Irving's body was discovered on April 17th, 4 days after he is believed to have drowned. Irving had reportedly gone to the lake with Roper and a juvenile suspect to swim and go fishing. Days after his body was recovered, Irving's family held this news conference demanding answers.
What do we want? Justice for Daniel Irving. Amen. When do we want it? Now.
Irving's family said then that they wanted a full and transparent investigation. On July 9th, Roper was arrested by Dallas police on 1 count of tampering with physical evidence. According to an arrest warrant affidavit, Roper was interviewed by detectives after Irving's body was found. Roper told police after the 3 of them had jumped into the lake from the railroad track bridge, Irving drowned and Roper panicked. Instead of calling 911, the affidavit states Roper told investigators he deleted all communication with Daniel Irving from his cell phone, adding that Roper confirmed he was aware that there would be an investigation into Daniel Irving's death and he did not want to get into trouble, and states Roper threw Daniel Irving's clothes in the tree line as they fled the location. The juvenile suspect also told investigators he admitted he threw Daniel Irving's cell phone from the vehicle after suspect Roper told him to.
We, the family, are deeply inclined these individuals intended on no one looking for Daniel, fighting for Daniel, advocating for Daniel.
Irving's siblings said his young life was full of promise.
He had just begun his recruitment to the U.S. Army. He was trained with discipline. He carried himself with a purpose. He believed in building a life of service.
This has been tough on our family. Daniel he was our protector, and I have nothing but good things to say about him. He was a good kid, and he just didn't deserve that.
Roper was booked into the Dallas County Jail. I can tell you that his bond has been set at $10,000. Now, we don't know the status of the juvenile suspect. Because he is a minor, Dallas police are not releasing any additional information.
So that was the person who sent the super chat. This is who they were referring to. I just found out about this, I think yesterday or so. So similar, right? But I don't know. These kids are saying that they panicked, didn't try to help them, left them there and drowned. I don't know. That sounds like some bullshit to me as well, because did you push them in? You know, they probably pushed them in, because if somebody is drowning, all you can do is help them, like go and get help. But the fact that they left him there, then threw all his clothes and all of his cell phone away, we don't know if they are the ones that drowned him. They could have pushed him in, because if he couldn't swim, why did he get in the water? You see what I'm saying? Y'all, we got to be careful. I feel like it is something. And actually, let me get you. Let's watch my next. I want to show y'all something else. Give me a second, because I just feel like it's something that's trying to take us up out of here. I mean, I just feel it, but let's get into it.
Attention to what's happening in these courtrooms. And we have to make sure we understand that, we deserve a seat at the table as it relates to business in the boardroom. We, as Black Americans, we have to understand where the war is. They're killing us in the schoolroom by making sure we don't get a proper education. They're killing us in the courtroom by making sure we do not have equal justice. They're killing us in the boardroom by making sure we don't have real economic inclusion long before they kill us in the streets. That's where they're killing us. Those three rooms. And we have to be diligent. And we, as Black America, as a society, we have to make sure that we emphasize education at the highest level. We have to focus and make sure that we take that into our own hands. We have to make sure that we're diligent and we pay attention to what's happening in these courtrooms. And we have to make sure we understand that, we deserve a seat at the table as it relates to business in the boardroom. We, as Black Americans, we have to understand where the war is. They're killing us in the schoolroom by making sure we don't get a proper education. They're killing us in the courtroom by making sure we do not have equal justice. They're killing us in the boardroom by making sure we don't have real economic inclusion long before they kill us in the streets. That's where they're killing us. Those three rooms. And we have to be diligent. And we, as Black America, as a society, we have to make sure that we emphasize education at the highest level. We have to focus and make sure that we take that into our own hands. We have to make sure that we're diligent and we pay attention to what's happening in these courtrooms. And we have.
So I thought that was a very good take, because I don't know what the hell is going on. I really don't. Again, we don't know if this information that they're posting is true, or we don't know if the shit is made up. But what we do know is that Nolan did not drown. Now, I want to read this comment. Hey, girl, hey, 77. A Black lady explained his body wasn't waterlogged, which means he didn't drown. When a person drowns, they log it and more then likely he died a different way. So basically, from what I know, when you drown, it's like your lungs and everything is filled with water, because keep in mind that is how you drown, because you can't breathe, right? You're just inhaling water. But from what I know, that is what they said, that his lungs wasn't filled with water. Again, I don't know. We don't know, because they haven't told us anything, as the mother has, consistently, and the father stated. If y'all realize, they hired Ben Crump for a reason. They didn't go and decide to just, get a civil rights attorney because they were being treated fairly. They literally went and hired Ben Crump because they felt like the state of Mississippi, they're not handling this correctly. They're not giving them any information. They feel like nobody is being held accountable. And even actually, if you look at this case, they're not doing nothing. So as it relates to, the information, we're only really speculating, but what drives us to think that these boys had something to do with it is simply their actions. Their actions. Y'all know how it go when you do some shady shit. You a lot of times can't face the person that you did the shit to, so you avoid them. Same situation here. They went and made their social medias private and then say it's because people were accusing them of something. Well, no, they didn't start accusing you of anything until after you made these actions, making your pages private, your mama making her page private, deleting posts and all of that. So this is why we're here, because, these people they're weird. Even the judge, the mother judge, she's making her page private. Now, this is the video where you can hear, that obviously there was some kind of argument. Now, people said that it was Nolan asking to get his phone back. I don't know, because I know I hear arguing, but I can't make out those words. But, that is what they said. So I don't know. But how interesting, though, is it? Nolan asking to get his phone back, but then he passed away and you got his phone. It just don't seem right. Did he die trying to get his phone back? I mean, this doesn't make any sense. And then even after the friends ended up with the phone, they never returned it to his mom. She literally have to track it with the Life 360 app. Now, if you guys just joined the video, make sure you guys are liking the video. I need everybody to like the video. And let me just give you 3 ways that you can support the channel. Now, of course, liking the video is a great way to support the channel, and it's a free way to support the channel. You like the video, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. If you want to make sure to hear updates, you got to enable your bell notification. Now, another way you can donate is, of course, you can super chat. If you have any questions or anything you want to say that you want me to read, it's best that you super chat it. Now, I do pick questions occasionally, but I don't know who to pick. I just pick anybody. Now, if you want your question to be highlighted, you just super chat it. It's easy. You just super chat whatever you got, $5, $1, whatever they accept, you can super chat your question. Now, another way you can Cash App. Okay, you can Cash App at Lakeysha. That's a way to support the channel. And also, you can purchase a membership. Those are all ways that you can support the channel. Now, let me see what y'all saying in the chat. I was wondering if Nolan did end up at the pool party if they deleted the picture. That's a good question. We don't know because again, we also have to understand is everything that we see on social media is not going to be real. It's going to be some people out here lying. So that we just got to call it what it is. The video is edited. Nolan was not in that group. New video shows that is a edited video and Nolan was not standing with them. Okay, see, you see what I'm saying? We don't know what's true. We don't know what's fake. And it's really sad that people are just really like, why would you do this? Put out a fake video. Like that's the bad part about the internet. There will be people, I don't know why they do this shit, but they do. We have got to teach our children to see color. Yeah, we do. We have to. If you don't teach your children to see color, you are teaching them a disadvantage, okay? You don't have to, because let me just be honest. I could never be a person who say I don't like a person based on their color. I couldn't be that person. Now, what I will do is I don't care what color you are. There are certain people that I'm not going to trust like that because I know how they feel about us, okay? I may like you, but I don't got to trust you like that, okay? It is what it is, okay? But you have to teach your kids to see color and to hang with people who look like them. It's okay to be kind long as it's reciprocated, right? Hang with your own kind. Well, and here's the deal too. It ain't always about color, but it is because sometimes you can find somebody that hang like you that you need to get the hell away from. I believe if you have, because listen, I had a white friend growing up and I know times have changed, but listen, that girl was one of the best friends that I've ever had in my life. So I feel like we are living in a time and place where a lot of things is relying on color. Y'all got to understand, we have this crazy president in the White House who does everything against anybody who ain't beige. If you're Mexican or if you're black, and I feel like it's, a bunch of cult-like people that follows whatever he says. So even if they decided that or thought about, okay, I want to be racist, he makes it cool. Yeah, be a racist. You can be a MAGA. So, unfortunately, we just have to be careful. We just have to be careful because I don't believe, just because a person is a particular color that they're evil. But I do think that you definitely have to watch it. Now, I do realize that when it comes to younger adults, that whatever their parents believe is what they're going to believe because that's just how it goes. But I do realize, at certain stages, people do mature. But I also understand that people that's not black like us, they're not us. They don't understand what we went through or what we go through, and you can't expect them to understand that. So with that, you just got to make the best choices for you. You should never actually be the only black person there. You just should. They're a little different. Now, when it comes to white people, it can be one or two white people in a bunch. We're not like that. Like, we don't be like, okay, it's only two white. We don't do like that. We're welcoming of people. We're not like that. But listen, I don't work jobs where I'm the only black person in the department, and I had to check those folks because they try to treat you as if you're less than. I mean, I'm telling you from what I know. So, but I agree. I agree. I see a lot of times when people send their kids to schools and they're the only black folks there. You have to be careful with that. So I agree. And in a lot of ways, I don't understand why black folks are obsessed with having proximity. Yeah, this is ritualistic. It is not going to stop. Yeah, I don't understand that either. But yeah, I don't know. I think it. A lot of times it has something to do with self-growth, and then I don't know, because it's some people who like other folks better than they like their own. So I don't know. My daddy was a lifelong Republican and military, and he told me when this man ran the first time, if he filed for bankruptcy 6 times, you can't trust him. Exactly. Now everybody, well, I won't say everybody, but some of us have had situations, but listen, let's say you filed bankruptcy one time. Okay, one time, let's say you were young and you messed up and you filed bankruptcy. Maybe you got a little bit older and you did it again. But 6 times? Come on now. At some point you're going to be like, look, I'm just not going to be buying shit on credit. I'm just going to, pay for everything as quickly as I can. But to continue file bankruptcy, he don't care. He's a scammer. Donald Trump, that's what he does. He's a scammer. He's a con artist scammer. Thank you for your $5 super chat. I appreciate it. So, and here's another thing, guys. Even if people put out fake information that's not true, one thing that I think we all can agree on is we don't believe that these boys are innocent, because it's not about people putting out fake information. It's about how they have acted. I believe we all feel like, let me close my door. I know y'all hear that sound. Give me a second. Let me close my door. Okay, I closed my door. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but they playing with the dog and all I can hear is dog toys. But from my standpoint, it's not even about even if people are putting out false narratives. The issue is simply what they did. These people went and deactivated their social medias. This is what they did. The family, this woman says that she went to high school with Nolan's mom. So you went to high school with Nolan's mom and you still haven't made it over there to kind of, come on, lady, her son has passed away. So it's all about their actions and what they did. Not so much so if, if people are, making up stuff and lying. To me, it is how they acted. Even if there's a video, I don't know if you guys have saw, there is a video that Christine, Nolan's mom, posted. And in that video, she's posting the kids at her house. None of these guys are there. So I still believe that something has happened. I think something definitely has happened. And what I gather from this judge mother, it seems like what she's doing is she's intimidating people by posting, these various messages. And then she'll come back and say, oh, well, I'm not going to say anything anymore. Well, girl, if you were with the family, if you were truly supporting the family, they wouldn't feel as if they need to get an attorney to actually make sure they're being treated fairly. Father goes looking for a cell phone. They lied. They didn't have it, but they did. Exactly. So it's so many different reasons as to why people feel like something nefarious happened here. Something definitely happened. Definitely happened. DJT has unleashed hidden feelings toward the Black community. This has always been since 1619, and it's not going to stop. So be prepared, know your Second Amendment rights, and learn self-defense skills. Right. And to second what you said, I'm at the point in my life where, I'm really not looking for it. I just live my life to make my life better. And I don't give a damn about them folks. And I'm just going to be honest. I'm not looking for anybody to like me better. I don't give a fuck. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. I don't care. Shouldn't have said that. I attended a white Catholic school for most of my life in a small town in deep South Texas. I was one of 5 Black faces at the entire school. My reunion is coming up. She said, I'm not going. Right. She said, I'm not going. Listen, I have been in schools where it was majority white. Now, I don't know if I was 1 in 5, maybe 1 in 20, but being spread out throughout the school, that's still not very much. And coming from that sort of a background, I should have known better when I did it to my children, but not really thinking about it fully and thinking like, hey, I know these people are cool. I've talked to them before. but not really thinking of the impact of what I was doing. So don't be sending your kids to all white school. You will never see a white child in an all black school. So why would you send your all black kid to an all white school? We got to stop doing that. That's straight up foolery. I hope y'all noticing the atmosphere is definitely changing. The tables are turning. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is. I agree. You say which family owns the boat? That's a good question. I'm confused because I believe some of the information was one of the kids' family. I don't know, but judging from what this judge Ashlee is saying, I don't know if it was her family. Now, I don't know if you guys heard this rumor. I can't really confirm it, but they had stated that whoever this family was cleaning that joker out in the wee hours of the morning. Now, look, I would imagine you would at some point need to clean the boat out, but I don't know why in the hell you would be doing it in the AM, like early, so I don't know if you guys have heard that. Somebody said it was Warren's boat. That's what I heard too, but I thought I heard the mom, the stepmom, Ashlee, saying that he didn't have a boat. You know what? Wait a minute now. We got to go back and get into something, because if you say it was Warren's boat, that's why I'm a little bit confused, because I thought I saw something where they said that he didn't have a boat. So that's why I was a little bit confused here. Oh, okay, y'all, we got to get into this. Let's get into it. Okay, Natural A9, you say that it was Warren's boat. Well, let's get into this right here, because this is a video that I just showed you all, and this is why I was so confused, because the stories keep changing. So in this particular message right here, Warren's mother, Katie, says Warren does not have a boat. Do you guys see this message? It says right here, Katie says he repeatedly asked Nolan to get on boat. Okay, get one boat at 5. Maybe get on the boat at 5 when it was time to leave. But Nolan wanted to stay with the girl, and her boat was parked next to his. He was insistent about staying with this girl. Wyatt asked him several times to please get on the boat, and people heard him. My son loves him and would never in 1,000,000 years leave him. Warren does not have a boat. So this is why I'm confused, because you said that it was Warren's boat. Again, the mother, this is allegedly Warren's mother, not the judge, but his real mother. She says that Warren doesn't have a boat. And this is why I was so confused, because originally I thought they said that it was Warren's boat. So you said she's a liar. So I'm going to rewind it. And that's why I'm so confused, because the stories keep, they said that it was his boat. And then I heard they said it wasn't. So I'm like, I don't know whose boat it is. So you see what I'm saying? You say that she's a liar. But again, why do they these stories keep changing? Now he don't have a boat. So let's listen to this again, just so you can hear it yourself.
His mother, Katie Hudson. Let's start with a little bit of context. There's a guy on Facebook that I follow. His name on Facebook is Boogie Lowdown. He's been talking about everything going on with Nolan Wells and these friends since we've heard that Nolan went missing. I learned more things from reading his post. He shared a message from Katie Hudson Seymour, who is the mother of Warren Hudson, who was there on the day that Nolan disappeared. Katie sent this message before she deleted her Facebook account. And the reason why she sent it was because he's been posting heavy about this. And she wasn't happy about the fact that he posted her son. Okay, so Katie opens up, "Good evening, Mr. Rolldown. I am Warren's mother, the woman you have been talking about on Facebook and posting pictures of our family. I am here to tell you."
So guys, just pay attention. This is Warren's his biological mother, not the judge.
That we all, Nolan, and we are all deeply distraught. Your information is not correct, and I ask you please stop posting about Warren and our family. My son did not ride with him, nor did he come back with him. The boat that—
Now listen, Listen to this mother. Now she says Warren didn't even ride with Nolan. That's the first I ever heard. So Warren's real mother is now saying Warren didn't even ride with him. But I don't think she understood that this guy was going to take her message and show it to everybody.
That Nolan was supposed to get on was Wyatt's boat. He repeatedly asked Nolan to get on the boat at 5 when it was time to leave, but Nolan wanted to stay with a girl and their boat was parked next to his. He was insistent about staying with this girl. Wyatt asked him several times to please get on the boat and people heard him. My son loves him and would never in 1 million years leave him. Warren does not even have a boat. Nolan has been to her house several times and he is the sweetest friend.
Y'all hear that? She said Warren does not even have a boat. So do y'all see why this whole story is so confusing? 1 minute he has a boat, then he doesn't have a boat. The mother said he doesn't even have a boat.
We all adore him. Again, when Wyatt asked for him to get on, he said that he wanted to stay, and Wyatt's boat started to fill with water. His boat ended up breaking down and was towed in. I don't know this girl that he wanted to stay with. I can just tell you though, my son had nothing to do with it in any way, shape, or form. Matter of fact, he was the first person that noticed he was missing when they got back to their friend's house and called his mother, the Coast Guard, and the sheriff's office. Warren is very responsible and always is keeping up with everyone else. He was not on the boat again. Please stop hurting us. My son is beside himself. I've never seen him like this before, and I ask you to please stop the blame. This is not the boy's fault. Nolan wanted to stay with this girl and was insistent. I asked you to take my picture down off of your wall and my son. I brought my other son out there and I saw my son Warren briefly and took a picture that we were not out there with them longer than like 10 minutes. What? I don't know how you're trying to link it all together, but I am just Warren's mom and I love Nolan very much. He comes to my house several times and I'm so sad. Keep this down and look for this on prayers finding him. I meant low down, not roll down. She concludes, also, I just want to let you know, this whole day we have been looking for him. It has been devastating. I don't even know any of this was being said. I had friends with taking pictures of these messages. I'm like having a hard time reading how she types. I'm going to get off social media. I was advised, as this is very destructive. I just asked you to please take it down as I don't want us to get any more messages about this. And then she deleted her Facebook after this. So I have a few thoughts.
You see what I'm saying? All of this behavior is strange. You see what I'm saying? It's just, they had to do something to him. Okay. So AQG24 said, don't be so quick to discredit the pool party pic. Well, I'm not discrediting it. I just want people to know it hasn't been confirmed. You know what I mean? I don't want people to think that, this is verified. I just don't want to, I can't confirm it, because anybody can make up a page and say, hey, this is, a picture. We don't know. But again, we're here figuring it out simply because don't seem like the police doing their jobs. Okay. So we are just doing whatever it is, we can do. And we just finding shit all over social media. And that's pretty much what we're doing. Let me see. Somebody send me a message. Give me a second here. Boy, I be losing track of messages on my phone. So what y'all saying in the chat? Right. Yeah, I'd be beside myself too if I thought I might be headed to jail. Right. Right. I don't know, guys. His body should be in Washington, D.C. because they're doing this second autopsy. Of course, the family wanted to do their independent autopsy. So that's pretty much what they're doing now. So that is what they're getting done. They got the third wheel to squeak. She is taking up for her son to control. Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing. She's trying to, and then using her position. Because, girl, we didn't ask you, was you a judge? They had already said she was a judge, but she came out and said, yeah, I'm a judge. That was intimidation. Think about back in the days when you was young and you thought like police and judges, you thought these were big, big jobs or big people. Not to say that they're not, but when you get to be an adult, you don't give a damn about them or their job. So, but when you're young, you feel, you know, you can be intimidated by someone that says, well, I'm a judge. Well, you didn't really see that. That didn't really happen. Y'all know how they play the game with these kids. So I feel like she definitely was trying to use her position to try to drive whatever narrative that she wants to drive. Because let me just tell y'all something. When the parents came out and said they was hiring Ben Crump, I knew it was some bullshit, okay? I knew it was some bullshit. Parents would not be hiring Ben Crump if they felt like they were getting the information that they needed to get. And that's just that. Hold up. There were 2 boats being talked about. Wyatt's boat allegedly broke down and had to be towed in. And Warren's boat is the one the judge claimed was taking on water from the broken bulge pipe. Okay, you said Wyatt's. Okay, well, I was just talking about Warren. I didn't mention any, the Wyatt person. And the video that I just showed you, that was allegedly his mother that said he didn't have a boat. So good point. But I mean, I didn't know that. If they had multiple boats out there with them, how are they going to say they had no choice but to leave Nolan? Here's the deal. Even if the damn boat was filled, was people falling off into the damn water because there's shit? I mean, have y'all saw Nolan? He's not a big person. So I'm sure he would have been able to fit on any boat that was available. So the story don't make any sense, guys. They didn't leave him in city where he could like get an Uber or Lyft. They left the boy on the island where the only way off was by boat. So they left him there. That's some bullshit. I don't believe that. Think about it. Where do you go without your phone? People literally don't even put their phone on the dresser. They're walking around their house with their phone. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything they're saying. I believe that Nolan died of something else. I don't believe he drowned. For one, his father already said that he was a good swimmer. I don't believe it. So an affidavit for those boys' arrest should be happening now. Yeah, it should be happening now. But when you're dealing with the state of Mississippi, I don't know how that's going to work out. And then you have this judge who obviously is going to use her position. And then I believe the father is a doctor. So you guys know how that works. You know how that works. You see even mainstream media, instead of them talking about this case and talking about the suspiciousness surrounding the death, they're talking about her kids and she feeling threatened. Girl, I don't give a damn about you or your kids, just like you don't care about mine, okay? If you want to feel safe, do the right thing. People are probably more than likely upset because they feel like you're a piece of shit and you're using your position to get away from, to not receive punishment or whatever your son did. Because listen, by this lady being a judge, y'all know that they reached out to her. Come on now. She is the one. Miss Ashlee. We know, or at least we think we know, that you had something to do with this shit. Where are the camera footage of these boats pulling back up to the mainland? No cameras in the neighborhood. They gotta have something there. And this is how we know that it seems like they're all working to do the same thing. That's what it seems like to me. Y'all got to understand, you're talking about a small town, okay? A small town where everybody knows each other. These people know each other, and then you have a judge, and then her husband is a doctor. Hopefully they get justice, but I'm just being honest. I don't think that they are. I really don't. I don't think that they will. You said naturally. I thought he couldn't. No, he can swim. No, nobody said that he couldn't swim. Oh, that's not true. His father never said that. His father never said that he was an athlete. So, I mean, what athlete do you know that can't swim? His father said that he could. So, again, this is why they don't believe it. As a matter of fact, His father said he was a great swimmer. So can swim and being a great swimmer are two totally different things. Is there a chance of a wrongful death claim toward the guys he went to the island with? Lakeysha, is this why no one wants to admit he was with them? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good question. Could be. Could be. But at the end of the day, if I'm correct, they're all adults. So even if they got sued, it would just affect whatever they have. If they don't have it, I don't know how that works. So I don't know. I don't believe at this point, I don't believe, they're even thinking about any wrongful death claims. I believe they're trying to suppress the evidence. Oh, somebody just put it in there. They will suppress evidence and people will be compromised. So I don't think that at this point they're looking like, oh, shoot, I don't want to be sued. I feel like a crime has been committed and they're doing everything within their power to cover that up. Now, as it relates to, a wrongful death claim, I mean, think about it. If you committed a crime, what would you be more so concerned about, going to jail or being sued? I'm gonna be concerned about going to jail. So I don't think it has really anything to do with a wrongful death, a wrongful death suit, but more so trying to pretend like they didn't do anything. There's a pic with attorney Ben Crump put up showing them being near a house. When you pull that up, I have no idea what you're referring to when you say a picture of Bill Crump saying they were near a house. You got to give me more information. Otherwise, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Why then, in a video where Nolan shown in the water with a life jacket on, Nolan talking, and then a family boater allows Nolan to hold onto the boat? So let me make sure y'all understand. People that can swim still wear life jackets. Y'all didn't know that? Yeah, when you're in a large body of water like that, people will tell you to wear life. Wearing a life jacket, a lot of people that wear life jackets can't swim, but him wearing a life jacket don't mean that he can't swim. His father said he was a great swimmer. If you were listening, or maybe you just joined, his lungs was not filled with water. So how do you drown if your lungs is not filled up with water? That's how you drown, because you can't breathe. Your lungs is filled with water. So if your lungs is not filled with water, then you didn't die from drowning. You couldn't have. Because remember, you die because you're choking and you can't breathe. You're breathing in water, and then your lungs is going to fill with water. So if his lungs is not filled with water, then I don't know. And just so y'all know, there are Black people who can actually swim. I mean, the father said that he was a great swimmer. So I don't know why we still having a conversation saying that he couldn't swim. Some things we don't have to waste our time on. If the father said that he was a great swimmer, then leave it as that. The father would know, his parents would know if he was a swimmer. So, I mean, again, he didn't even drown. They say his lungs wasn't filled. So I don't know what they intended to do with this as it relates to coming up with this story about he drowned. So I'm looking on Ben Crump's page. I'm not sure what the person is referenced to in the chat. I have no idea what you're referring to. But I do see this on Ben Crump's page, and this was what I just shared here. And this was that same inbox, and this inbox was of this original person name is Boogie Lowdown, and this is that message where why I keep saying Wyatt. Why do I keep saying? You know what? Okay, y'all, I done messed up something now. Wait a minute. Warren's mother, Katie, reached out to me on around, and this is what she said. She had to say her son Nolan. Okay, yeah. So I'm right. Yeah. So this is Warren's mother, but he does have this on his page, attorney Ben Crump. So this is Warren's mother who was reaching out. I thought I said the name wrong, but it was Warren. But Warren's mother was talking about Wyatt and Warren and Nolan is what I'm making of it. But so yeah, I'm not sure what the person in the chat was talking about when she was saying something about buy a house. I have no idea. So a lot of times y'all will go to other pages and then y'all get this information. If it ain't like real or on the news, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I have no idea. Somebody had sent me a message and said, oh, it's come out that Nolan was beat up. And I just didn't even respond. You know, well, y'all can go to people pages and they just be making up shit. And then y'all ask me as if I know what they talking about. There has been no information that has come out that said that Nolan has been beat up. Now, could he have been beat up? He could have. Has it been confirmed by an autopsy or anything? No. So, you know, some of y'all be asking me about stuff that's just haven't been confirmed. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, we should be sick and tired. I listen. It's a understatement for me. It's you have no idea. Right. But here's the deal. One thing about some Black people, they argue about things that's so insignificant. Why are we having a conversation about whether he drowned when his father already told you he was a great swimmer? You see what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know what that is. I'm not arguing about something where I never knew who Nolan was a year ago, but his father said he was a great swimmer, but yet we're having this back and forth about he can't swim. I'm not even entertaining it. It's a waste of my time. That would be like somebody telling me about one of my children. So it's like one of those conversations that you just don't even reply to. I'm white. Well, Indian as well as Irish. But let me tell you, I don't trust white people. So please use your discernment and don't trust people like this. Sad but true. Listen, I already know. And listen, I don't have a problem with white people, but I'm going to be realistic. Okay. I know as well. Okay. White people was the reason that I said I don't want to work in corporate America anymore. For one, their caring attitudes is always about them. And I said, you know what? I don't want to do these jobs anymore. It was just too stressful. Just too stressful. So it is what it is. Even if you look at Ashlee's messages, do I still have it? If you guys pay attention to Ashlee's messaging, Ashlee has become a victim. Imagine you putting the spotlight on you as the victim after a mother has already lost her son. This lady has the nerve to go in and tell us all this bullshit as if we give a damn about her son. At least you can see your son at night. You can tuck him in the bed. You can talk to him. Christine saw her son. I think she said on the 3rd, because maybe, I don't know if she wasn't around when he left on the 4th, but she don't get to see her son alive anymore. The last time she'll see him is at his funeral. But Ashlee decides to make herself a victim. This is typical white people behavior. This is what they do. They are always victim. I can't stand victim mentality. Even in situations where I am a victim, I don't want to be a victim. People have to tell me, you know, you're a victim. No. It's that mentality of always needing to feel like you are the victim. You're not the victim. Nolan is a victim. Right. Especially in these days and times that we have right now, where we have this cult group called MAGA. Now, I know it's some Black MAGA people, but you know, at some point y'all gonna learn that they only just need your vote. That's all. They just want your vote, not really you. Right. I agree. I unapologetically don't with white tea folks and don't have them Wait a minute. Let me stop laughing. Let me read this right. I unapologetically don't F with white tea folks and don't have them a problem and don't have a problem letting them know. I learned when I was in elementary and I'm 41. Listen, I'm not mad at you. I'm really not. Listen, so the difference with what you said and with some folks, they won't like you either. And but they'll smile in your face. And see, that is what I learned about those folks. Some of them might like you, but a lot of them don't like you and they will smile in your face. So I've learned that. And they'll lie on you too. So I learned that at work. Let me tell y'all a story. I don't know if I ever told y'all this story. But I was the program manager. I think you can still find this shit online too. I was the program manager for the state of Wisconsin. Let me tell y'all, my job was huge. So I was the #1 person for all of their contractors, IT. So I put every IT contractor in their position, not directly, but indirectly. But what I did was I oversaw the budget. The budget was a million, was it 1.2? It was a little bit over $1 million budget. Baby, when I tell you them white folks hated to see me coming, it was nothing that I ever did. They just didn't like to see. And if y'all know anything about Wisconsin, go look it up. Wisconsin is very segregated. When I tell you them white people they didn't give me hell because I didn't give a damn about them or what they were talking about. My boss, in fact, was a Black lady. But I'll never forget, because she understood, racism and how people work, act. When I tell you them folks used to lie on me, I mean, if she didn't know who I really was and knew how to investigate shit, I probably would have got fired. They just did not like to see a Black person in leadership. It wasn't, that I did anything wrong to them. They just didn't like to see it. I remember one situation where the lady just straight up told a lie. Like, what was the lie about? I don't even remember, to be honest. But me and my manager lied about it. And she says, you know what? She said, those people are a trip. She said, yeah, such and such just sat in my face and just straight up lied on you. She said, and then I went and met with the person that she said told her to lie on you, which was a Black lady. And she said, I never said that. So I know how they work. Let me say this too. They're very jealous too. Let me just say that. When they feel like you're more than them, or if they think you have more than them, they're really jealous. So what they tried to do is get me fired. I'm doing my job, minding my business, doing everything my manager telling me to do. So when they're telling her this stuff about me, she know that they on bullshit. See, at the end of the day, she's still Black, so she understand, and she knew that what they were saying was lies. Because what ended up happening is when I came into the job, the guy previous to me, get into this, y'all. The guy previous to me was a white guy. This guy had gotten sick and just wasn't able to do his job. He was sick. Baby, they didn't care. They just cared that he was white, honey, and they liked him. Dude had, missed a lot of days because he was sick. And eventually, I think he passed away. He had ended up dying from cancer. But it just goes to show that they liked him better than me simply because he was white. But he wasn't really able to get the job done because he was always sick. So ultimately, when I came in, they had a lot of invoices that they hadn't paid. One of the things I had to make sure they were doing was paying their invoices. Y'all, the invoices, I think the lowest invoice would be like $500,000. So invoices was a big thing. They had to pay us, okay? $500,000 invoice. Yeah, they want me to make sure, hey, state of Wisconsin, we ain't got paid. Y'all like 60 days behind. And here's the deal. When you're talking about an invoice that's like $500,000, do y'all know what the interest look like on that? So in all actuality, I was even a help to them because I was like, y'all want to make sure y'all paying y'all invoices on time, because if not, you paying like 20, 30,000 of interest. So that's more money for us. But I just want to kind of, explain to y'all how they just don't like to see Black people in positions, especially when you're over them. They don't like that. Just wanted to let y'all know that I had forgot about that. But they're very jealous, very envious, very much so. Very, 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 you know. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of them are. And when I tell you they was lying on me, it wasn't one. It was at least about 3 or 4 of them. Honey, they was they was a mess. They were a mess, you know. But I have always had the personality of I don't give a F-U-C-K, you know. So I never was the person that my life depended on my job, because I could always get another one and another one and another one. So that's just how I live my life. So none of what they said I gave a F-U-C-K about, you know. I just didn't, because I'm not one of those people that feel like white people gotta like me. I don't give a F-U-C-K, okay? Because if I feel like you don't like me, actually it's better for me, because now I feel like I can just be like F you, you know. I don't have to be nice either. So yeah, but hopefully you know, Nolan and his family receive justice. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I have a bad feeling about it. It seems like this is what we're dealing with in this country, and unfortunately, we have a racist president. So, you know, that extra layer of when we could go to the federal government at this point, I don't think we're gonna be able to go to the federal government right now, because look who we have in the White House. Even though the thing they are afraid of losing is our slave mentality. Oh, and I don't even know what that is. Like, listen, I don't even know what that is. Because, baby, let me tell you something. If you think because you another color then you better than me, oh, you need to meet me then. Because when you get done, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to show let you know. I don't bow down to nobody but the Lord. And sometimes I need to do that a little bit more better. Yeah, I don't play those games. I don't play those type of games with nobody. I don't play the color game because I don't think color matters. But I do know that people feel like that, certain people. And when they meet me, you know, you either like me or you don't, because I don't kiss ass. And if I did kiss it, it won't be yours. You can bet that it won't be yours. So yeah, I don't live my life like that. And I think too, you know, we got to stop looking for it. We got to work on ourselves, you know, building ourselves up. We can't look for other people to love us, because, like, listen, I don't give a damn if you like me or if you don't. And I mean it. I'm telling you, I don't give a damn. When you don't, when you don't, y'all know y'all killing me with these. Y'all gotta like spell check it, because y'all know I wear glasses, right? And I be thinking that I'm seeing this stuff wrong. When you don't give I think it's what you're saying about white tees, and they sense it, it really bothers them. Oh, baby, tell me about it. Listen, oh, it bothers them. Listen, if my grandmother didn't teach me anything, and I always refer to my grandmother, because my grandmother taught me to not give a F-U-C-K about people, not my family, but about people that I should not care about how they feel about me. And baby, when they know you don't give a fuck about them and they shit, oh baby, they want to just jump off a bridge. I'm telling you, they want to jump off a bridge. But I tell you one thing, they know is not to F with you, and they know how to come to you. Okay. They know that they better respect you. I bet you that. I bet you don't have to have this conversation with them again. When they know you don't care, baby, listen. If I sense that you're disrespectful, first of all, if I sense that you're disrespectful, I'm going to check you until you look like a little bitty dot. Okay. You're going to look like a dot. Okay. You're going to get checked. I'm definitely going to check you. I'm never going to let you leave without getting checked, especially if I sense that you think you better than me because of your color. Baby, you shouldn't have never did that. Don't do it. Don't even do it. You are so right. And when they feel like you don't care, they be bothered. Honey, they be so bothered. They be so damn bothered. So they be so bothered so they can't hardly take it. They can't hardly take it. And I don't give a damn, because I think it's really disgusting that people really believe in 2026 that they're better than somebody because of the color of their skin. Like, really? How? Why are we still here talking about this? Lakeysha, I agree. Don't give to who don't like me and don't see. Yes, YT, exactly. I'm not doing that. Listen, hey girl, hey, I don't know if you just got in here, but I said one of the reasons why I decided, listen, I was a corporate girl, okay? Love working. I worked for Harley-Davidson. I worked for the state. I worked for the federal government, had some really good jobs, but y'all know them people was really starting to get on my nerves. I almost felt like working in corporate, it was so different for me than it was for white people. Like, either they had a higher job than me or I had a higher job than them. But why did I always feel like I had to do way more work regardless? Like, when I tell y'all it was so much stress, I'm not even talking about your regular job stress. I'm talking about dealing with those people stress. And I was just like, you know what? Yes, I did go to school, because, these are my goals that I wanted to obtain, and I've changed it. I don't want to be stressed out like that. No. No, I don't want to be stressed out like that. Look, these fools tried to close outside, LOL, now trying to block the sun to control growth. YouTube is controlled. Food, air. This outcry has them scrambling. Okay, I guess. Okay, so I hear you saying about the possible charges. Here's the deal. I'm kind of over the possible charges. If you're gonna charge them, charge them. I'm sure there's a lot of charges, but the thing of it is, will they be charged? Okay, will it happen? Somebody said, wait a minute. I walked out of the electric company for that same reason. Let me tell you something. When you have a good heart and good intentions, doors will open up for you. Because one of the things too, when I was working for the federal government, one of the reasons, and here's the deal, before I worked for the federal government, I've been working from home for like 10 years. I mean, I've never had a problem with working from home. But when Donald Trump got his goofy ass in office, they want everybody to go back to the office. Well, here's the deal. I was dealing with a family member that had an illness, and I had been dealing with it for some time. So I actually take care of somebody. You know what I mean? So I wasn't finna go back in the office and risk somebody's health so I was like, okay, this is going to be my last day. And this is just God saying, step out on faith, girl, and do what you're doing, because my heart is good. I'm helping somebody else. And because, I got to make sure this person, is going to their appointments and stuff like that. I'm not finna go back into no damn office, right? Where it takes me an hour to get there, an hour to get back. And then I'm not able to be at home to see what's going on. No, I ain't doing it. My happiness matters. I retired from the military 22 years. It was time to go. Exactly. Listen, you only live one life. We be working and slaving for these jobs only to die, and they're going to hire somebody else the next day. Okay, now I'm not saying there's not any good jobs out there, but you just have to find the one that's going to work for you. Okay, I'm just at the age where I'm like, listen, I'm not going to spend my last 40, 50 years on life working and slaving for somebody that I don't even feel comfortable working at. I just learned in corporate, it is so different. One thing we don't have as Black people that I learned is representation at work. Like, it's just like, They try to do whatever the hell they want to do to us at these damn jobs. It's different. It's different. We were not put on earth to work for paper. Just saying, because if you light it on fire, God, what you mean working for paper? Okay, I don't understand what you're saying, Tiffany. You saying, why are we working for paper? Do you mean money? I mean, probably, girl, because we got bills. I don't know what you mean. I mean, we got bills now. What are you talking about, Tiffany? Tiffany said, why are we working for paper? Girl, because we got bills to pay now. We got bills. I did 4 years in the military and ended up on a trial facing a 5-year sentence because I put hands on one of them for making threats. I beat my case, but they won't give me my benefits. What? You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. You did 4 years in the military, ended up, well, here's the deal. If you beat your case, how are they not going to give you your benefits? That's what I'm saying. Exactly. We got to find things that's going to be mentally beneficial for us, because it's different for us when we work in these jobs. I see white people be doing all kind of shit, all kind of stuff. But you better not do it. Somebody said black people do not belong in the military. This administration is stripping agency from everyone who isn't a straight white male. That part. Yeah, that is very true. And it's just crazy. You know, we're living in some very, and here's the deal, y'all. And I don't give a damn if some of y'all is Trump supporters, okay? If you is a Trump supporter and you ain't figured out that you effed up, something is wrong with you. Because listen, I wouldn't give a damn if Trump was giving out stimulus checks for the rest of my life. I don't want it. I don't want nothing he's giving out. Not nothing. Trump is the reason why we're seeing all of this race-related shit. Blame him. Blame him. They want us to be slaves to the system. It's a money-making enterprise. They're criminals and we pay them while we pay to live. Yeah, well, we definitely, that's definitely true. But, sometimes we got to come up with a way to make money so it totally benefits us. So I totally agree. Because the more money you make, the more money they take. And it's the more hours you need to work because you got bills to pay. I agree. I totally agree. I feel like we all have something that we can do well and make money off of. We just got to figure out what is it. And now, girl, with social media, I know my brother's ex-girlfriend or ex-daughter's mother, I think she like sold cakes or something. And they were telling me how she was like, I guess she was selling her cakes online and I guess she make a lot of money doing it. So I feel like with social media, regardless to what you do, I think if you promote yourself well, especially with social media, that you most definitely can make some money. So we kind of got to try to get out of that working for other people. So this is a good question. Do you offer classes for others that want to do YouTube? Oh my God. So let me tell you, I'm glad you brought this up. I have tried that and I have failed miserably. And let me just tell you why. Although I wanted to help people and I started up my separate, I have a separate forum that I do that on. Now I'm going to like restructure it because I really thought I could help people, but I couldn't because I just didn't have the time. And originally what I was doing is trying to offer my help and not charge. But here's the deal. When I do that, like, let's say if I go over to my forum where I, help people, I only get paid when I create content. YouTube is not a job, just so y'all know. This is our own thing, so We only get paid when we're doing lives or what we're, if we're doing videos. So it was really difficult for me to help people and not charge. So I still have that forum, but I'm going to take it down and I'm going to redo it. And I got to come up with a better structure, because me trying to help people and not charge them, that is just not going to work. That's not going to work. So I'm going to come up with something. I think, because I understand people don't have money. When I started YouTube, I was actually working another job. So, I mean, I didn't have money either like that. So I understand when people don't have money, but they need help. So I'm going to come up with something where it's like a small monthly fee, not like $200 or $300, nothing like that, but something under $100 where I can help people, because, there are like other, people that may be helping folks where they be like, okay, well, you give me $1,500. I realize people don't have money like that. So I think I'm going to come up with something where people can pay like a monthly fee, and maybe every week I can show different things and different things like that. But no, I shouldn't say no, but I do. But right now it's on hold because I just don't have the time. So I got to like restructure it. Melanated, honey, unfiltered, if that answers your question. So I got to restructure it because I just didn't have the time to just donate. Because again, if I'm donating my time, then I'm not creating content and I'm not making money. So I had to come up with another structure. I think the first couple months I did that, I lost so much money because I was not creating content. So I just have to come up with another way to do it if that helps. People have choices to make, and these people are racist, period, have been from the beginning. They're just more. It's just more of them who have always been, are just coming out like this. Yeah, the serpents they are. Exactly. I feel like, with this new administration, somebody said the times keep changing. Oh, yeah, with this new administration, we don't know what to expect. I think you're saying the time keeps changing. You're speaking of as it relates to the last time that they heard Nolan. I think you're saying. I think they've said 3 o'clock. Now, have you heard? You're saying you've heard 5? Could be. I mean, they're clearly making this shit up. Like, I don't believe anything they're saying. I don't believe the judge mother. I don't believe the kids. I believe, now this is my belief, this ain't confirmed, I don't have any information on it. I believe that the judge, being that she is a lawyer, okay, most judges are lawyers. I don't know any place that you can be a judge and not be a lawyer. She knows the law. So I feel like she is the driving force behind all of this shit. Now I'm gonna show y'all a picture. Again, I don't know if the father is a doctor. We know that Ashlee, in fact, is a judge because she done told us, and we were able to look her up. Now, they're saying that this guy on the screen is the father. I don't know if he's the father, but we know that we ain't heard from his ass, okay? He ain't said not a word. But, I mean, 2 parents, a judge and a doctor, okay. Melanin Lind. I want to learn about YouTube. Sign me up when you get it. Okay. All right. So you guys are pushing me to go and finish that because, sometimes I can be a bit of a procrastinator, just so y'all know. I can be a bit of a procrastinator. When I started that helping people, I really, like I said, I didn't do it right because even, let me kind of explain to you guys what I had. So when I set up my helping people with YouTube, I didn't do it over here. I had a whole nother community where I can join a live, y'all can join a live. And it was just a place where we could just kind of go on like a Zoom call together. So I had to pay for that community $100 a month. And I mean, I'm not even charging people. So I didn't structure it right. I really didn't. But I will put something together. But again, what I've learned too is people don't have a lot of money. So again, what I'm going to do is just do like a monthly fee, something that people can actually afford, because people just don't have a lot of money. And I don't want to be, you know, trying to be like, yeah, I can help you for $1,000. Clearly, if you're trying to do YouTube, you're trying to make some money. Nobody got money like that. I totally get it. I totally get it. But like I said, I'll have to redo it. But the way I did it before, it just didn't work out. Like I said, I was wanting to help people, but didn't realize that I was going to take so much of time away from myself. And which is okay. It's okay for me to take the time away to help people. But where the problem came in is if I'm not creating content, then I'm not making money, but I'm still using time, my time. So therefore, if I'm helping people create content or learn how to create content, I'm not finna now when I leave them go create content. You see, so that's pretty much it. But yeah, once I put it together, because like I said, I already have a community for it. I think what I'm going to do is just close it down and reopen it, because everybody that I have in that current community there, it's free. Remember, I started it and it was free. So I just have to shut it down and redo it. Naturally sounds like the mom lied by skirking the mom. Yeah, I mean, and in all honesty, I mean, she's a lawyer. So I mean, I guess, I mean, I'm just not doing shit like this. Listen, I can't go to jail. Listen, I can't be helping with no crimes. I can't go to jail now. Okay. The best I can do is get you a lawyer. Okay. I ain't going to jail. But see, she a white lady, so she ain't got to worry about going to jail, unfortunately. Good job and great attitude and positive energy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Now you must ain't been over here, girl, when I was acting crazy, because there's been a few times that I was cussing and acting a little crazy. Did you hear that Nolan's mom didn't get his phone until 11 p.m.? But like someone in the chat said, it was 3 to 5. The timing is off. So many inconsistent things. Well, this is what I did here. I don't recall the time that the mother got the phone, but what I did learn is that they didn't voluntarily give up the phone. The mother had to track it. And listen, y'all need to get that app. It's called Life 360. I just got it right here. I just got the Life 360. And it looked like everybody in my house done signed up except for my crazy daughter. She's so crazy, just like me. But anywho, so the mother had tracked, the phone and had realized that, they had been moving the phone, had been going from location to location. So she went and had somebody to get the phone. So it ain't like they gave it up voluntarily. They never gave up the phone voluntarily. So all of this stuff is suspect. Like, we're not stupid. Come on now. We're not dumb. Y'all keep saying this. Those boys beat him up and took him back to the island and came and cleaned the boat because there was blood on it. Justice for Nolan. Now, you haven't been the first person that said this. I want y'all to understand this. This is why they have hired Ben Crump. Did you know that if you clean up blood, that it is, I don't know the specific name of it, but do you know police got whatever this stuff is that they use? They can put it and know that they know that it was blood in the area even after you cleaned it. The police has not even done that. Now, that's funny that you say that there was blood in the boat, because they said that they cleaned the boat. And the first thing came to my mind is, what the hell they got to clean the boat from? It must be some damn blood in it. The police has not done anything, guys, to help this family, simply because them damn folks was white and because she's a judge and her husband is a police officer. I'm sorry, not a police officer. Her husband is a doctor, allegedly. I don't know if her husband really is a doctor, but that is what they've been saying. Right, blood cannot be erased. Even when you think you cleaned it. I watched this show, I'll never forget it. It was a show where the man or the father had did something with the wife, right? And it was so creepy. He cleaned it all up, right? So the police came and they put this stuff everywhere. When they turned the damn lights on, she had been splattered everywhere, because you saw it. It was like it was a glow, and it was on the walls. It was everywhere. So they hadn't even used. Oh, y'all putting it in the chat. Luminol. Y'all gonna make me look it up. All right, let me look that up. But yeah, it's luminol. Because luminol is a raw term is being different context. What y'all put in there? Luminol? How you spell it? Luminol. Lume. Yeah, that's it, guys. I just found it. It is. Yeah, that's it. Luminol. I didn't know the name of it, but y'all did. So why the police didn't go get no luminol? It says luminol is a chemical reactant famously used in forensics to detect trace amounts of blood. The police they ain't did nothing. Nothing. They have did nothing for this family. Nothing. Not nothing. Somebody said, I remember that on Lifetime. How did you know? Definitely was a Lifetime show. And when I saw that, I was like, damn, it was like everywhere. I'm like, wow, what kind of crime scene was this? Thank you for your $2 super chat, Cosmic Poet Historian 92. Thank you so much. But yeah, that they haven't did anything for this family. Like nothing. Absolutely nothing. They keep talking about they're investigating. What are you investigating? People that were there said that you never even asked them what happened. Come on now. You never even asked them what happened. They're not trying to find out what happened because I think they got a good idea of what happened. Unfortunately, y'all need to know this. Them folks don't give a damn about us. That's why now in my life, I don't even move in places where the police that come to my house is going to be all white tea folks. I don't move in those areas. No, I don't even move there. They can have them areas. I'm certain things I ain't going to fight about. Y'all can have it. I don't need to move there. No, thank you. There is a picture of him at a pool party. They are conspiring. So here's the deal too. Again, there is a picture. I don't know if you've just joined, and I put that picture on the screen, but I've also made this disclosure. We don't know if this is real or fake. I don't know if this is real or fake. I don't know if it's AI. Y'all do know people be putting out fake stuff. So until they can confirm that this is real, we just gonna say we don't know because I don't know. I forgot, you can use AI and come up with all type of shit. So I don't know. But yeah, this was posted. But unfortunately, we live in a world of social media where people can post things and, they'll make a lot of money and it could be a lie. So I don't know if this is true. Gotta just say that. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I feel like, again, I'll say it again. I feel like it's not about what, we're trying to find different things to try to figure out what happened, but they made themselves guilty by their own actions. This is what they did to themselves. I've heard the story about them cleaning out the boat. Why haven't they tested this boat? I don't know. I just feel like it gives me very much Carmelo Anthony situation. You know how the police, now we're learning that they hid the information as it relates to these Metcalf boys' background. I feel like we're dealing with the same situation here. And the only thing is different is we have a different family. Same thing, they're Black, they're white. I just feel like they're doing this intentionally. Nita says, okay, Lakeysha, that's what I was talking about, but not sure if it's true. I just mentioned it. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. We'll just keep following the story, y'all. I think Ben Crump, let me go to Ben Crump's page because I know he had originally, do you guys recall when Ben Crump said that the autopsy is going to come back? Did you guys recall that? I also think it's quite strange though, that Mississippi, I mean, what happened to their autopsy? Let me see if I can find anything. I'm just looking to see if Ben Crump mention anything as it relates to his autopsy. We know Byron Allen donated $100,000 to Nolan Wells fundraiser. That was the guy of the video that I showed earlier. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Let's see.
We're so concerned about what happened here. Just tell us a little bit more about your son. Who was he? What kind of man was he growing up to be?
He was very respected by the community. He was very respected by a lot of people. There wasn't a friend that he couldn't make. People gravitated to Nolan. That was just the type of person he was. He was I would say a silent leader when on the field and on the basketball court. People would follow his actions and not his words. I'm a person, I believe action is more important than words. You can tell me 1,000 times you love me, but show me you love me. Mm-hmm. If you are my real friends and I'm giving you this trust, you need to get it back to me by making me. Making me get on that boat. It's 3 of them, one of me. Yeah, we may tussle, but when we get back to the mainland, either we're gonna tussle some more, or we're gonna go party. So, and same with the adult. If that was your child and I was the one there, you would have wanted me to make your child get back on the boat. So it was a lot of bad decisions made. I don't think my son volunteered to stay on that island. I can't believe that.
For all of us who are so concerned.
Now, I guess you guys have probably figured this out. There were adults on the boat. Again, you know, I said this before. When I go places with my adult kids and they bring people, we got rules. Because when we leave, I'm taking you home. So you can't do anything crazy with me. You don't have the option to say you ain't coming back. You don't got the option, because I'm not gonna leave you. Let me get your mama and your daddy on the phone so I can let them know what's going on. So I understand what this dad is saying. Like, hold on, how you just leave my son? That is not even an excuse. Oh, he didn't want to come. No, you don't have a choice. And even in that interview, he said, listen, if that happened to me and I got your kids, I'm gonna get you on the phone. So none of this makes sense. It just don't. It makes no sense. But guys, we'll be following this story. Make sure you all like the video. If you have not liked the video, go ahead and make sure y'all like the video. If you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and do that as well. On your way out, in addition to liking the video, make sure you guys share the stream, okay? If you can just share the stream, you know, to allow other people to be able to watch it who, you know, maybe they didn't have the opportunity to watch it. That will be great. But we'll keep following the story and see, you know, what we're going to learn in these coming days as it relates to this autopsy, because I'm with what y'all said. I really believe that Nolan was beat up. I really believe that this, you know, could have happened. Which is crazy because, I mean, I don't know why these folks would think that someone's parents is going to just take this, that he drowned, knowing that he was a good swimmer, and this just doesn't make any sense. So I will see you guys in the next video. Again, make sure you guys like the video. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.
Yeah. Okay, I'm listening. Go on. Yes, I'm typing it all down. Clear, spilling tea, no fear, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. I don't lies right here.
Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. They talk loud, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Lakeysha Keysha, my dear. Yeah. I'm still here, no fear, but I'm still here. Lakeysha Keysha, say it clear. Real talk lives right here. Stretch words like
Spilling tea, no sugar, no fear. Make sure you subscribe to the Lakeysha Keysha channel.